Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today, Historic Anthology finally came to Arena, so we're going to be reanimating things to kick it all off. I'll get to the list in a quick second. Before that, the usual YouTube stuff, like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Thank you very much for all of that. And the deck list and timestamps are going to be in the description as usual. So this is a list I found on AetherHub by someone named Fallen Volk. That's the list I'm going to be posting in the description. I think it looks super sweet, and it has been playing pretty well in the few games that I tested it out in. So what are we doing? Well, we're reanimating. How are we reanimating? Well, the basic way is, again, with Unburial Rites, no different than the Valakmakus deck. It has a base cost of 5. It also has a flashback of 3 and a white. The other big way of reanimating everything is Rise of the Dark Realm, a 9 CMC sorcery that says put all creatures from all graveyards, yours and your opponent's, onto the battlefield under your control. Pretty bonkers card, but it is 9 CMC, so how are we going to do that? Well, the main way we're going to be doing either of these things is Scholar of the Lost Trove. Ideally, what we want to be doing is Unburial Rites for Scholar of the Lost Trove, and then when Scholar of the Lost Trove enters the battlefield, it says you may cast target instant, sorcery, or artifact from your graveyard without paying its cost. So with the Scholar, we want to target the Rise of the Dark Realms and bring out the rest of the team. What is the rest of the team? Well, the rest of the team is a whole bunch of Praetors. We have Elish Norn, +2/+2 for all of our creatures, -2/-2 for all the opponent's creatures. Shieldred, at the beginning of our upkeep, we get to reanimate something. At the beginning of the opponent's upkeep, they have to sacrifice something. Vorinclex, going to double our mana, going to tax our opponent's mana. Jin-Gitaxias allows us to draw 7 cards at our end step, makes our opponent have no hand size, meaning they have to discard all of their hand at their cleanup stage. And then the other big one is Massacre Worm, not a Praetor, but still giving -2/-2 to all of our opponent's creatures, and they're going to lose life for each creature that dies. Pretty sweet. Now, how do we enable all of that? Well, we have our typical graveyard filler cards. Stitcher Supplier, when it enters and when it dies, we're going to put 3 cards in the graveyard. Faithless Looting, way to get cards out of our hand into the graveyard and to find the vital cards that we need. A new card also from Historic Anthology 5, Grisly Salvage. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You can put 1 creature or land into your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. And then finally, Prismari Command does a lot of different things. Sometimes we need it just to do 2 damage to some vital creature the opponent has. Sometimes we want to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Same effect as Faithless Looting. Sometimes we want to create a treasure token that allows us to, ramp a little bit or to find a vital mana source that we might need. This is a 5-color deck, so colors can be a little bit iffy. And then Destroy Target Artifact probably comes up the least often, but once in a while it might be important. Over in the lands, expensive lands, we have our shock lands, of course, and we have our fast lands in this column here, and then a tri-land and a Phyrexian Tower. Phyrexian Tower works particularly well with Stitcher Supplier, so if the opponent's not attacking in, if we don't have a way of killing this off, we can always sacrifice it for mana. So that's the deck. We're going to try it out, see if we can reanimate a whole bunch of nasty creatures, and pretty much make our opponents concede on spot. That's what I'm suspecting will happen. Hopefully we can play this deck before people get real sick of reanimation and start putting Rest in Peace in all of their decks, which is what I'm predicting will happen over the next couple of days. Anyways, jump into some games. See you there. All right. Trying to reanimate in Best of 1 Historic. I don't know if this is going to work out. The deck looks fun, and it was, it was working out all right in practice, but I'm still, I haven't made any decisions yet on this one. So we got to mulligan that first one. We do get to go first, which is great. That's what we want to be doing. Going first and not meeting any counter magic. That's all we want from this deck right now. Is that too much to ask? To go first and not to run into any kind of resistance? Possibly. But still going to ask for that. Well, that's not bad. I'm going to throw away the Dark Realm and the Scholar. Keep the Unburial Rites in hand. Maybe I could have thrown the Unburial Rites so we could have it on turn 4, but I don't know if I'm going to find my white mana yet. Okay, opponent has a Dismal Backwater. Sure. Been noticing more and more people playing these, budget lands. Okay. Crypt of the Eternals. What's that card? All right. Sure thing, opponent. So we're going to play that out. May as well attack. Can't block the eye twitch. If he wants to, or they want to block it and give us the mill, perfectly okay with that. Sure. Opponent decides to help us out. Gonna learn, though. They grab a Pest summoning, and we mill 2 very important lands. Not great. But if we do make it up to our 5th mana, then things are really going to get out of control. Assuming they don't have any way of dealing with it. Great. I probably should have done the flashback there. I was a little hasty. That would have been the... Nope. We would have found these two. So... Still, should have been Faithless Looting. You got it. No lands, please. Land. On burial rights, on burial rights. And, okay, well, Prismari Command is fine. I'm gonna fire it off now. We'll draw a couple cards. Toss a couple of cards, and we find our backup land. So next turn things should look pretty good for us. Hope so. My hair is doing something funky. Gotta, man, need the hair salons to open. All right, let's do the one from our hand. No, we'll do the one from here because we need the white source. We'll grab the Scholar. The Scholar grabs the Rise of the Dark Realms. The Dark Realms grabs everything else from our graveyard and from their graveyard. I mean, I can't imagine they survive this, right? We make a treasure, they deal 2 damage to them. Murder them with a Massacre Worm. Get a couple of triggers. Feel bad. Opponent seems to be on a little bit of a budget deck, but I mean, we're playing some weird nonsense also. So we mill a lot into the graveyard. We draw cards. We got to discard 2. We may as well get rid of those. And see what the opponent wants to do. Next turn, we can reanimate Elish Norn with the Shieldred. And attack pretty hard. Hopefully the opponent's a good sport about it all. But this is how we want to open up the video, right? Okay, Swamp. Maybe they got a board wipe. And, oh, alright. Awesome. That's what we're hoping to keep doing. Next one. Alright, match number 2. More Reanimator in best of 1. Again, no red sources, and we need the red source for the Prismari Command and Faithless Looting, but we do have the Grizzly Salvage. Is it enough to really keep a hand like this, though? I don't think so. I think it's... Yeah, I'm going to mulligan it. Kind of same spot, but worse. Alright. Oh, this new map. What do you guys think about this new map? I think they just added it in today or yesterday. It must have been today with the update. And I think it's terrible. It's so bright. You know, you can see my face is a lot brighter than normal. Just, yeah, I'm not a big fan. I really wish you could choose the maps that you use. I think that would be a really neat function. You know, you can choose your skins for your cards. Why not for the, you know, the map for the field? Okay, let's take the Stitcher Supplier. Really need a red source. That's not a red source. Well, we can get that out, and then the cool thing is we have a Phyrexian Tower. We can sack the Stitcher next turn if we want to, if we have to. But right now, our hand is looking pretty dead, and yeah, our opponent is going big. Okay, so Ugin coming pretty soon, I guess. Okay, we attack. We're close, but not quite. Land issues, gonna be the big problem with this deck, and like I mentioned, maybe something needs to be looked at. Love this card. Played it a lot when I played more Pauper. Ichor Wellspring enters the battlefield, or when it's put in the graveyard, you draw a card. So if we can find a way to abuse this and kind of sack it for some extra value, a lot of cool things can happen. So we get in for a very, very, very strong and powerful 1 damage and a Combustible Gearhulk. Have the opponent targeting you, draw 3 cards. I'm going to decline. I'm going to take the hit. 3 damage. Was it 3 or 1? It was 1 damage, because 1 from the Faceless Looting and 2 mountains. Yeah. We take that like a champ. My turn. Still not finding our red source, but we can do this time. If we take the Scholar, what do? We Grizzly Salvage. If we take Elish Norn, you know what? Actually, I like the Grizzly Salvage a little bit better. Three lands. Of course, it was 3 lands, right? We could also just Unburial Rites, but we can save that for next turn. I'd rather try to find a red source here. Yep. Yep. Okay. So, second Unburial Rites as well. Not bad. So we got lots of targets now, and if we can get up to this Rise of the Dark Realm, or we can somehow get it in the graveyard, maybe we can start doing something cool. We're going to be taking 6 from this Combustible Gearhulk, though, so that's not going to feel very nice, is it? What is the opponent up to? What a neat-looking deck. I'm not sure what they're up to there. I'm fine blocking if they want to shock my Scholar. That's okay. Okay. Little bit confused about that. Okay. I think we're reanimating Shieldred, because that'll get rid of our Combustible Gearhulk problems. Pass the turn. So at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. Bye-bye, Combustible Gearhulk. Trash for treasure. Okay. So that's cool. So that's a really good way of getting the Ichor Wellspring into the graveyard. Extra value. How brave am I? Do I take the damage, or do I let them draw? Take the damage. 6. Okay, take 6. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Not that bad. Okay, so we get to probably reanimate something. What are we reanimating? Elish Norn? Sounds good to me. This is turning into a little cool game. We also have the Prismari command, so we can actually just kill the Combustible Gearhulk. I always forget about the Destroy Artifact part. Alright. As much as I'd love to... Oh, we don't have red source. Of course. As much as I would love to try to take the damage here, I don't think I can. I'm not that brave. Okay. So we do get the Elish Norn. We miss on everything, and okay, they're gonna... Cool. Next one. All right, more reanimation. Last game, opponent doing cool stuff with Combustible Gearhulk. I love that card. I'm really happy to see somebody actually playing with it. Again, no red mana, so that's something. Okay. We'll throw back a Rise of the Dark Realm. Keep this. One thing about the Combustible Gearhulk, you know, I really love playing it in EDH and paper, because it can be like a very dramatic thing where, you know, your opponent makes that big decision to take the damage, and you can do the slow roll off the top. You flip one card, and you flip the next one, and you know it's all this fun. In Arena, you know, it just flips them into the graveyard, and you don't really see anything. So not nearly as fun on this program as it is in paper, when you can really build it up, have a good time with it. The opponent, or sorry, not the opponent, the Stitcher supplier put a Scholar and a Vorinclex in the bin for us, so not bad hits. We still need to find a white source if we want to flashback this Unburial Rites. But I think for now we just load up the graveyard. More good hits from our Stitcher supplier. So one of them hit 3 cards, 3 spells, one of them hit 3 lands, one of them being our white source. Cool. But still, maybe we get up to 5 and go. All right. That changes things. So now we probably need to find the white source. Unless they're scared of the Scholar. They think, oh, we're never going to cast the Unburial Rites. No. Okay. Well, we'll do this. Yep. Yep. Not a whole lot I can do right now. This deck, incredibly linear. I don't know how many decisions there are to be made with this deck. I think the biggest one being, what do you reanimate when you do your Unburial Rites eventually? Wow, what trashy hits. Okay. So deck does not want to cooperate suddenly. It's fine. It's fine. It's not like we're against an opponent that's definitely going to have counter magic when we do get to a good spot. Ooh, he's playing the command. Neat. Okay, so Blood for Bones. Return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, then return another creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So they put the champion in hand. Okay. No lands. And there's our land. Still, we can't actually cast the Unburial Rites. What do they have in there? They don't have anything. There's our... Oh, shouldn't have played this out. Okay, hopefully the opponent doesn't make us discard anything. And then we're 2 turns away from potentially getting the Unburial Rites. Oh, wait. Scarab God was in there? I completely missed him. Alright, so now they have a Shieldred and a Scarab God. Uh-oh, and we just gave... No, she always had Swamp Walk from the Triomes. I was going to say, the Blood Crypt's giving her Swamp Walk. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. So the opponent is doing a much cooler version of our deck, and I applaud you. We don't have a chance, do we? No. Okie doke. Give the opponent the old hearts. Let them murder us, and then we'll move on to the next one. Ooh, what's this? Sure. That's a neat little configuration there. I like that deck probably a lot more than the one we're playing. And being that it's just Dimir, a lot more consistent. Next one. All right, match number 4. Just kind of got shown how to do this reanimation thing a little bit better than what we've been doing. Good on the opponent. This time I think we can keep this one. I'm gonna lead on this just so I can get the green source for our next couple of turns. I think it'll be more important than leading on the Faithless Looting. Okay, opponent with an Agadeems, maybe a Thoughtseize here. No Thoughtseize. So, yep, Grizzly Salvage, and then next turn we can go Faithless Looting, and then hopefully find something juicy. The opponent's also going to help us mill a little bit, but that means that Drown in the Loch is going to be very powerful for them. Okay. So far, they haven't milled it. I'm a dummy. I should have put out the Watery Grave for that. So that's just my bad. My bad. It passed very quickly there, and I thought, why is it doing that? Well, let's get prepared. Yeah, we'll put Unburial Rites and Massacre Worm in there. I don't think I need this anymore. 5-color decks, definitely a little bit more complicated than the mono red decks that I enjoy playing, so mana issues are going to happen. Sure. More milling. And more damage. Well, this time we do get to Grizzly Salvage. Making me think they definitely have a Drown of the Lock. Yeah, they must. But that's what's going to happen, right? Let's try it. Let's try it. Elishnorn. Surprising. Very surprising. Heartless Act. Okay. Well, in trouble. To say the least. Let's Faithless Looting. Why is it pausing again? They must have something. Not great. Okay. So we can put out the Triome. I really wish I got this Scholar into the grave a lot earlier. I'm sure there was a moment when I could have done that. Probably a lot of moments. And they refill their hand into the story. One heck of a card. Another Soaring Thought Thief. Why not pump up the boys? Darn. I would have liked to get that Faithless Looting into hand last right there. Okay. If they have the counterspell, they have the counterspell. It's fine. So I think I can go out with the Stitcher Supplier. Try to put that in the graveyard. And then Unburial Rites to take out the Scholar. If they don't have the counterspell here, we're golden. That's just cheating, right? How can you have such a such great aggressive creatures backed up by Test of Talents? I'm upset about that one. If it were Drowned in the Lock, I would have been fine. But Test of Talents, breaking my heart. Oh, Faithless Looting Yahtzee. Yeah. All right, next one. All right, more Reanimation. We're dropping in rank. Last couple games have not gone as planned. Our lands look good now. Good, kind of good. Got green, got red. No blue. Yeah, we'll keep it. Hopefully this Faithless Looting will treat us well. So force for the opponent into a Llanowar Elf, no problem. There's their white. Let's lead off on the looting. More looting. Okay. Shieldred plus Unburial Rites into the bin, and we're aiming for a turn 4 Reanimation. If this is Elves,
Shieldred's not going to do great for us. We really want that Elish Norn. Okay, Faithless Looting, again. Massacre Worm is fine. And we'll put foreign clicks in as well, so we have the whole team in there. And then I think I can go out with the Triumph. So next turn, probably I'm going to be Prismari commanding and trying to kill off one of their lords, just to slow them down a bit. If they get 2 lords here... Big... What? Okay. That's kind of cool. Alright. Blossoming. And we will hit the Elvish Clan Caller with the Prismari command. I don't know if there's a reason to do it now. I think I can wait. Okay. Gonna be close, this one. This Woodland Champion actually can get out of control relatively quickly. And I'm not a big fan of that. Okay. But if they don't have anything, then we blow them out. Just don't make a token. That's all I'm asking. Dwendon Elite, I think is what it's called, is the only card that I'd be scared of right now. But we should be fine here. Take 5. Take a little more. We got to make sure to put out the white source. And now Massacre Worm. Eat them all. 6 damage to the face. And yeah, position's okay now. Yeah. Next one. All right, more reanimation. Last one, a little bit of a game against the poor elf player, but feels good to beat elves. I think the general attitude toward elves is pretty low. Opening hand, 2 Faithless Lootings, and what do you know? No red mana. There's a red mana. Yeah, and our blue. Okay. Throw away a Rise. Temple of Plenty, sure thing. And a Faithless, or a Blooming Marsh, alright. So we're actually set on colors, except for white. Putting in the Scholar, sure. Soul Warden. Hey, there's our white. We're set for colors. I think we want to put out the Watery Graves just so we can have blue mana for our Prismari command on turn 3. And hopefully we find something. What we're going to do here is make a treasure and draw cards. Try to find the Unburial Rites. No, need to go out with the red. Pass. We'll probably, killing the Soul Warden actually wouldn't be such a bad idea here, maybe. Angel of Vitality. So they're going to gain a lot of life here from that. Now I'm changing my plan. I think I'd rather kill that. Block all day. Come on, Unburial Rites. Nope. Okay. Nothing I can do but hope to draw. This. Oof. Okay. I think we're a little dead on this one. We got like one more draw, and I don't even. It's gonna be a monster draw. That being said, we actually have like 3 draws, technically. And none of those are what I want. What do I have in the graveyard already? I don't need another Scholar. Okay. Last chance. It's not the last chance. We get more draws. Come on. Okay. Alright, opponent. We die. We die. Hey, come on, no showboarding. I'm letting you kill me. Just kill me. It's open. Go for it. Alright. Couple of more games, and then we'll talk about this deck. Probably 2 more. Okay. Nope. Can't keep it. This one's not great. We need red. Yeah. Throw it away. Okay, try it. This deck is starting to make me a little tired. I'll admit it. It's a little frustrating to play. Something is very, very wrong with it. It's probably pretty obvious what's wrong with it. Okay, attack for 1. Boom. It might be a little bit ambitious. Okay, Faithless Looting. You know, I'm only going to put 1 of the Unburial Rites in there. We don't have any targets, of course. But hopefully our gifted Aetherborn attacks. After all, how could you resist attacking? Oh, Rotting Regisaur. There's the attack. Give us something good in the grave. Yeah, great. Unplayables. with a green source. Oh my gosh. Okay. Faceless Looting. That's alright. And yeah, we'll just throw the Grizzly Salvage since we're not going to be able to cast it. And I'll put out that so I can shock him in. And hit 3 lands. Things are really working out for us. Oh boy. Oh yeah, that's a flying dinosaur. That's gonna be a problem. Thoughtseize away, my friend. Okay. I don't know. There's literally... It doesn't matter what we reanimate here. Oh. So we have a Scholar. We're this deep, 25 cards deep, and we've only hit 1 Scholar. Yeah, our deck has certainly betrayed us. Yeah, next one. Last one, I think, coming up. Alright, hoping to end on a win here. Gotta see this Reanimation deck do its thing one more time before I delete it. Yeah, okay. This is fine. We don't have the mana for the Prismari Command, but it's probably going to be okay. So, Citrus Supplier, hit something good. Hit something good. Yeah, all those cards that would have been great to have in hand. Yeah, hit all those. No waste not. That's fine. You know what? We can't even discard anything. It's fine. Why wouldn't our opponent be playing that? Alright, we play the Grizzly Salvage on the stack with the Inquisition. They can take our Prismari Command. It's fine. We get our red source, though. You know, that's something. And we hit an Unburial Rites. Rise of the Dead in the graveyard, so... You know, maybe. Maybe. Valky. Oh no. What do they take? Archin? Okay, Massacre Worm it is. You got it, friendo. Well, put out the Inspiring Vantage, pass, do literally nothing. Okay, yeah, Dark Realm is not good enough, and in the graveyard we still don't have a single valuable creature. So what I could do is, you know, Phyrexian Tower away the Stitcher Supplier, hope to hit something of value. Probably the best approach. Okay, well, we hit that. Yeah, I think it's worth it to bring back the Scholar. And sure. Not a very good way to end, but I'm getting tired, so we're going to go to a wrap-up. All right, so as far as the 5-color Reanimator deck goes, it's a little frustrating. It started off well, there were some cool games, and on paper it looks like it could be a fun deck. But as I got into it a little bit more, I quickly realized that the frustration is too much to play this deck, and I think a lot of it comes from these 3 cards right here. Faithless Looting on 1, hoping to go into Grizzly Salvage on 2, hoping to go into Prismari Command on 3 is far too ambitious for a 5-color deck in Historic, and I should have listened to my friend earlier when he said you need to cut a color or two, and he's absolutely right. This deck cannot support this much with what we have access to. The other problem I have with the deck is Rise of the Dark Realms. We're bringing back a lot of great cards, but it's just kind of like overkill at that point. We don't need all of these on the field because either all of these come out and the opponent just scoops because, well, it's 3 times the amount of power that we actually need to kill them, or they have a Wrath of God because we don't have haste or immediate impact with these cards, and then we lose anyways. It doesn't matter how much power we brought back. So overall, I think it's really cool to have all these Praetors in one place, but it's just not practical. It's not going to work. It was a fun little experiment for day 1 of the Anthology 5, but going forward, the Reanimator decks need to tighten up a lot better. Maybe I'll try my hand at fixing one, or trying to put one together. I'm not great at it, but maybe I will try, and then maybe somebody else will come up with a better one. We can try that out in the future. For now, that's it. I'm exhausted. Time for dinner. See you in the next one.